local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
It's the announcement you've been waiting for.
It's a measured, balanced approach that will allow children to attend but provide important safety protocols.
The new plan for North Carolina as students prepare for the upcoming school year. A local doctor and his family test positive for COVID-19.
If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else.
The technology he created to help his family and others through the pandemic.
Plus, new information in a triple homicide.
They just were great people.
What we're learning about the victims and the suspect coming up next on CBS 17 News.
And now, your forecast first from the CBS 17 Storm Team.
And today was again our hottest day of the year with a high of 95 in the Triangle, and it's not going to feel that different tomorrow. Good evening and thanks for watching CBS 17, including in the morning when we'll start off fairly muggy with temperatures around 70, and it'll be another day with low rain chances and high heat. By lunchtime, many of us close to 90, on our way back into the 90s by afternoon. And that's something we'll have to get used to. This dry weather, maybe not. I'll tell you about rain changes for the weekend in just a few minutes.
CBS 17 News, tracking coronavirus.
North Carolina schools will be open for both in-person and remote learning. It's a measured, balanced approach that will allow children to attend but provide important safety protocols.
Going back to school means smaller classes, mandatory face coverings for all students, even kindergartners, and some type of remote learning.
The governor is encouraging Plan B situations, part-time at school and part-time remote learning, but districts can choose to do all remote learning. Tonight, both Wake and Cumberland County school districts are working out the details of the new school year.
New at 11, CBS 17's Amy Cutler digging deeper into Wake County's plan. Amy.
Yeah, Angela, and there remains a lot of uncertainty at this point, a lot of questions. The school board met for more than 6 hours tonight. Still, they've planned another meeting for next week.
Welcome to our July 14th Wake County Board of Education meeting.
The Wake County School Board holding another virtual meeting. The focus on how plans to reopen are moving forward. Their meeting started just as the governor laid out his own plan for schools, opting for a mix of in-person and online instruction.
I'm not terribly surprised given where we are and what we're seeing.
Wake County School Board Chairman Keith Sutton and his fellow members chose a similar approach earlier this month. The district will be on 3-week rotations, 1 week of in-person instruction followed by 2 weeks of online learning. There will also be a virtual academy for those who don't feel comfortable sending their children back. The district says it's received 26,000 applications. They're urging those who participate to stay at least a semester, if not the full year. Administrators telling us they will be able to participate in extracurricular activities and athletics, but how all this will work is still unclear.
It will never replace face-to-face instruction. Our challenge and what we're trying to do is add more rigor to what we saw back in the spring.
The goal is consistent teaching across both platforms. Administrators acknowledge there will be gaps in learning. The challenge will be determining when it's a gap versus when intervention is needed.
Students will receive approximately 5 to 6 hours of instruction and/or instructional activities each day.
Now, the district is also looking into child care options. They mentioned the YMCA as a possible option. They're also looking into partnering with private companies in order to make this happen. Again, a lot of uncertainty here. Another meeting planned for next week. Live in Cary, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
Amy, thank you. And Cumberland County Schools also discussing how to tackle the brand new school year. The district is considering 3 options: blended in-person learning, full-time remote learning, or the new virtual academy.
We're asking you to go to that reentry website between now and Sunday, July 19th. Read over those 3 options. And then for each of your children that may be in different schools across the district, complete that form so that we can inform each school of the status of students.
School leaders are also asking all parents to go online and pick that option that best suits their students. The deadline is Sunday, and we have a link in the CBS 17 News app and on CBS17.com. A Cumberland County group is pushing for schools to only teach remote learning, at least for the start of this school year. Families for Safe Schools wants the county to go with option C, which would mean online classes only, and it is an idea that some teachers support. A Pine Forest High School teacher says it would be difficult to force students and staff to wear masks and maintain social distancing guidelines. She wants more money and time invested into making the online learning experience better.
Someone's going to get sick, and when that happens, and if enough people get sick, they're going to shut down the schools, and now we're right back to the way we were in March with emergency remote learning, and we all know that's not effective. So spend the time now, spend the resources now, teach us how to be effective with remote, and then we can start looking at plans on reopening once we get it under control.
Both Cumberland County and Wake counties are offering virtual academies that will offer full-time remote learning in a more structured way than what students experienced in the spring. Wake County is having a virtual open house this Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30. We put a link to the district's YouTube channel and the link to submit your questions in this story on the CBS 17 News app.
Governor Cooper also announced today that we won't be moving out of phase 2 for at least another 3 weeks. That means restaurants can't open to full capacity. Gyms and most bars have to remain closed.
Our numbers are still troubling, and they could jump higher in the blink of an eye. Easing restrictions now to allow more high transmission activities could cause a spike that would threaten our ability to open schools.
Today, the state Supreme Court also blocked the ruling allowing bowling alleys to reopen. It puts a temporary delay on the injunction issued last week, meaning the bowling alleys must shut down again.
New at 11, early results from the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine trials are promising. Results released today show the vaccine does trigger an immune response with only mild side effects. Phase 3 testing should begin later this month, and if all goes well, starting in 2021, the company should be able to produce up to 1 billion doses.
A local doctor who recovered from COVID-19 is now working not only to heal COVID patients, but his fellow healthcare workers. He's created an app to help healthcare workers and first responders monitor their mental health and find support. Maggie Newland spoke with the doctor, and she joins us live tonight. Maggie.
Angela, more than 1,100 people are fighting COVID-19 in hospitals across our state. Some of them are extremely sick, and caring for them can take a toll on their healthcare workers. But now there is an app that can help those healthcare workers find support.
In the COVID unit of UNC Hospital, Dr. Sam McLean experienced fears common to healthcare workers.
Fears of getting COVID yourself, the even much greater fears of giving it to someone you love.
In his case, both of those fears came true. Dr. McLean caught the virus and gave it to his wife and son.
I was lucky to have a relatively mild version of COVID and was only sick for a few weeks.
He and his family recovered, but as the pandemic rages on, seeing people suffer and die of COVID-19 continues to haunt healthcare workers.
So many faces come to mind of people we care for who didn't make it, or all of the tragedies we've seen, the people struggling to breathe. It's hard, and seeing the numbers rise is very difficult.
That's why he created the Heroes Health app to help healthcare workers and first responders monitor their mental health and find support. UNC researchers worked with Google and other universities to develop the app, which tracks mental health symptoms or concerns and connects healthcare workers with resources to help them cope.
Someone that you could text with 24/7 if you're feeling overwhelmed in that moment.
It also works in partnership with organizations like hospitals to give an overall picture of how healthcare workers are doing and what support they may need.
There's a very old saying in medicine that if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else.
Taking care of their own mental health may be the most important thing they can do for their patients.
And this app is free for healthcare workers and first responders. Live in Raleigh, Maggie Newland, CBS 17 News.
Maggie, thank you. Now, if you need someone to talk to, the Hope for NC hotline still answering calls 24 hours a day. There's also a number just for frontline workers. We have both of these numbers posted in the CBS 17 News app and CBS17.com in the coronavirus section. If you still need a mask, the city of Raleigh giving them away for free tomorrow. You can go to the fire stations on Glasscock and Raleigh Boulevard and Sandiford Road. They'll be giving masks away from 10 to 2 and then again from 5 to 7 tomorrow at both fire stations.
We're digging deeper into a triple homicide. The victims were found at different locations, and new tonight we know they were related to the suspect. CBS 17's Amani Payne has the new information. Amani.
Well, family, friends, and neighbors of the victims are devastated. This is where one of the victims was found dead inside of his own home. Tonight, flowers have been placed here at the crime scene as the community tries to make sense of this tragedy.
I fear something's wrong.
A chilling 911 call leads to a gruesome discovery. Patricia Small, Jimmy Small Sr., and Jimmy Small Jr. all found dead in 3 different locations. A connected crime spree, according to police.
Help us to put pieces together on this case.
The suspect, Evan Small, behind bars following a short police chase where he hit a patrol car, now facing 3 murder charges. Police have not yet confirmed the relationship. However, a neighbor says the suspect is the son and grandson of the victims. He claims the suspect lived here with his father on and off.
I had heard them argue before, and it was quite loud.
But he never expected anything like this.
It's a tragic sight when you wake up in the morning and you see crime tape or police cars in your neighborhood, and this is a sight that I've seen in this particular house before. It's a troubled young man.
A family friend is in disbelief.
They just were great people and tried to help everybody they could, and this is unbelievable.
The community placing flowers in remembrance, hoping to bring a little light and love in such despair. Now, while a motive remains unclear, we know that the suspect has several prior drug charges. Family friends tell us that he battled a drug addiction and that this is a really hard time for him and that he just simply got caught up in the wrong crowd. And they're absolutely devastated. For now, we're live in Raleigh. Imani Payne, CBS 17 News.
Amani, thank you. For the first time ever, a black woman is serving on the Raleigh City Council. Today, the mayor and council announced Stormy Forte would fill the District D seat left vacant by the resignation of Sage Martin. Forte is an attorney, and during the virtual forum on Sunday, she presented policies she hopes to implement in Raleigh. Forte will serve the remainder of the term until the next regular city council election in 2021.
A lot of things will be different when kids go back to school. The big change that these Wake County students want to see on their campuses.
And it's that time of year where at 11 o'clock at night, we're still around 80. That's not great, but neither are the high temperatures we're going to return to tomorrow. I'll break down what to expect on Wednesday, and we'll talk about the comet. It's getting better and better chances to see it. I'll tell you when you can look out and find it in just a few minutes.
The T word, Tar Heel. They are cheering for the system of white supremacy.
Times are changing, and one group says the nickname for UNC Chapel Hill should change as well. What the term Tar Heel has meant through history.